Right. Hey, what's up, DubNation? Rich with Let's Go Warriors here. And guess who we have? Dropping by right here. The one and only, the legendary Yossi Gozlan of Third Apron. Oh, hey. Thank you. The Love Your Dub Summit. Yeah.
Gotta support.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, taught me everything I need. Well, I'm still missing a lot of information on stuff, and I thank you for helping me out here and there when I need the help. But yeah, you've only got so much time, and I just wanted to just kind of say thank you for everything that you do. You're like the hardest working NBA guy right now. So what do you think about all this stuff? What was your reaction on the Anthony Davis and then now Porzingis?
My first reaction was that I pitched this to you like 5-6 months ago. I said the Warriors should, if there's going to be any team that goes after AD, I think the Warriors would have made the most sense. And they could have done this back then. They could have done Jimmy. Well, I think what I proposed was Jimmy and like a pick for LeBron. And I think we talked about this before the Jimmy injury. So I think I was saying let's more like a swap, just 1-for-1. But obviously then after the injury, you probably had to put a pick. But the Lakers weren't going to do it at that point. And then I was saying Kuminga, Draymond, and I guess Moody for AD, which I feel like the Mavs would have done. And I don't even know if it was close to happening. And now here we are. The Warriors are trying to do it again. And it's a little more difficult because if they had LeBron now, then they could just resign him to a lower amount. They don't have to play these games. Maybe they could reserve the mid-level for Melton, who I would miss if I'm the Warriors. But here we are. And it seems like it might happen. I guess the biggest thing is, can they satisfy the Wizards, give them whatever they would want to not only trade AD, but take on an injured Jimmy Butler?
Yeah. And part of that is trading out Moody, right, to do all this. So, yeah, we're going to take a look at that after Yossi jumps off and all of that. But, yeah, I remember that when I hopped on really early this offseason, it was kind of made me choose, okay, which one are we going to mock up, AD or Kawhi? And the hard part for me is just how AD fit with everything, but mostly your idea, which was correct this whole time, was that package deal, the clutch package deal between LeBron and AD together, so that if you get one, you can possibly get the other. So you were right on the nose on that one. And right now, I'm not sure if is this just a power play by Rich Paul? Are the Warriors really thinking about doing this thing? So I'm still on the fence kind of on this. So
I don't know. It does seem like there is also that element that maybe they're trying to squeeze a little more out of the Lakers for LeBron. I'm sure that's like another way they're hoping, just, how do we get our guys the most money possible? But at the same time, I think the Warriors would genuinely like to do this if they can, if it takes, like, let's say 2 first-round picks to swap Jimmy for AD. They're going to look at it as the prize to get AD and LeBron James. So we'll see. I think they'll. I think they're probably very much into the idea, and I think it just kind of comes down to the price, because the Warriors can't trade that many first-round picks. As I have it, they can trade 3. They can trade their either their 27 or 28, and then either the 22 or 33, and then they could trade that 20-30 pick again, but it would convey if it's 1 through 20. So that'd be funny if they end up trading that pick again to the Wizards after they originally traded it to get Jordan Poole. So maybe you can get away with, I think if you're hoping to trade just like your 27, maybe that pick, and just leave your other 20-30 alone. But it'll be tough because I feel like the Wizards kind of have the Warriors over a barrel in this if the Warriors really want to get it done. So
yeah. Oh, let me show you my spreadsheet real quick that I was able to cobble together. Let's see. Choose a window. Okay, so I would be very interested in doing this. What do you think of this? I put the 20 million for Kristaps up here. What if it was a sign-in trade and then you could go get Colin Sexton? I tried to not trade Moody, but we're really squeezing it here. So forget that. The 12 million of Moody would then go out like you've been saying. Yeah, what do you think about that in terms of acquiring LeBron versus?
You're saying sign and trade Porzingis for LeBron,
right? Yeah,
but I mean they have a deal. I don't think they'll renege on it.
Yeah, so
can they sign and? I would sign and trade Draymond. I know you probably wouldn't do it, but if you're bringing in LeBron and you're keeping Porzingis, and now you have AD. So then Draymond, I guess, is coming off the bench, right?
Yeah. So.
I think I would rather trade Draymond personally. Like okay, don't get me wrong. He should be pretty damn good off the bench. Like maybe we'll see another side of him. Maybe it's even what he needs going forward. But if it means maybe you can also keep DeAnthony Melton, you give him the mid-level instead of LeBron. But that money comes from Draymond. That's another possibility I could get into. But I know Warriors fans would hate it.
Yeah, and then this isn't even possible without Draymond opting out first. So it'd be kind of like stabbing him in the back, wouldn't it? so yeah, but we'll look at all these possibilities and stuff and just try things out. But yeah, thank you for hopping on. And like, how are you feeling with everything that you're doing? I just, what goes through, you're the busiest guy here. Like you've got to wake up pretty early.
I mean, I'm kind of know how to pace myself with this. I've been doing this for 8-9 years now. And then when it comes to the off season, I know what to expect. And today was a crazy day, but I have like a whole method to figure how to put us all information together and present it. So I enjoy it. But so I'm doing well, but I want to ask you, I mean, how do you feel about this potential build? Does this excite you? Does it move you as far as potentially being like a serious team in the West?
I think most Warriors fans were not that excited if it's just AD and LeBron. That's why I mocked up, is there any way we could get another clutch guy like Colin Sexton? Then that would make me excited. And there might be a way to do that if you were to trade out Moody. So we're going to look at that. I'll let you know. But no, I'm actually not that excited just to get AD and LeBron. Like you said, I got a chance to listen to your live with the great Sam Quinn as well. You guys did a live last night where you talked about that because the Kevin O'Connor wrote the article that went viral on the whole AD thing. And you guys were saying that, man, that's an old team. And yep, a lot of us Warriors fans totally agree. So we're not really that excited by that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it feels like what's the owner's name? Joe Lacob is like summoning his inner Prokhorov. Like it sucks to say, but it does feel like when the Nets traded for KG and Pierce, hopefully they don't give up nearly as much draft equity though if they're going to do that.
Yeah, and the draft equity part, because you can't just get AD straight up. Even straight up, it would be like, ugh, we're so old, and then got to throw in picks obviously for this thing. So yeah. So
well, let's see, because so far, I mean, it looks like they're getting closer to it. They got Kristaps on a number where if they give Draymond that number and they dump Moody, they can make it all work.
Exactly. Moody's now the key. Suddenly,
I feel like he's a neutral. I feel like he's kind of a neutral salary. I don't know if the Wizards would take him as well. They could take him back as part of it too, but I gotta imagine there's like some teams that would just take him on just to see how he does. I forgot he's injured too. Oh,
Yeah,
that's another element. Is
Yeah.
he going to miss? I totally forgot about that. Is he supposed to miss the beginning of the year?
Yeah, patellar tendon tear, and there's not enough real sample size of that. So we're all thinking probably by February, let's just say.
Yeah.
Even then, it's up in the air.
That's the other element. I think the Warriors do feel a little sense of desperation because Jimmy tore his ACL, because Moody ruptured his patellar, that they probably don't want to go into the season with too many inactive slots, and especially with Jimmy making as much money as he is, and maybe they're afraid of how he's going to look when he comes back. So I kind of understand why they might be willing to go 2 picks potentially to do all this.
Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy? Have you ever seen like 2 injured guys in a blockbuster deal? That'd be nuts.
Yeah, but I think this makes sense for the Wizards. Clearly, I think it's like there's been a lot of smoke that Draymond, that AD just does not want to be there.
Right.
And I think now this is just kind of more showing the Wizards, hey, we really don't want to be here.
Yeah.
If you're the Wizards, you got Anthony Davis for nothing. You got him for like the picks that they traded to get him is like the 30th pick in this draft, and then that Warriors pick, which can only convey if it's 1 through 19 or 20. Who knows how the Warriors will look like by then? Very good chance that doesn't even convey. So like they didn't really trade a real first round pick.
21 through 30, actually, it was pretty fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Warriors keep it if it was 1 through 20.
Exactly.
So they didn't really get a whole lot.
All they did was save the Mavs a lot of money in this. So if they could come out of this with like one real unprotected first round pick from the Warriors, and then like maybe another that's also kind of protected, I mean, that's profit if you're the Wizards.
It's true, huh?
It's a good real estate move. You rented AD for 4 months and you come out of it was like more valuable draft equity. Maybe you could try and then there's some ancillary pieces, maybe like Will Richard, Podziemski. I don't know. I don't think the Wizards really need any of those guys because they already have a really deep front backcourt. As in, like they have a lot of guys that already need minutes. So I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense for there to be a deal.
Wow. Yeah. Well, we're gonna dive into spreadsheet stuff. I know you have to go. How much more time do you have?
I got a couple more minutes.
Yeah. So what is your favorite deal that's happened so far?
Favorite? I don't know.
The Warriors, yeah.
And I say I don't know because I can't even remember right now.
There's so much stuff.
Yeah. Well, the Giannis trade happened. I think the LaMelo trade I like that one for the Hornets. I just like what the Hornets have done. I think they're winning the offseason. Everyone's trying to go further in on the now. The Hornets are like, no, we're going to take a step back. We're not that good. That was fun, but like, come on. That was a little bit of a mirage. We're going to get some better picks and retool and be even better in the future.
Yep. And I guess someone in the chat is asking, what else can the Warriors do? And it was like when we talked at the beginning of the offseason, when you did the Warriors offseason one, like the Warriors were one of the first ones you checked off the box, and then you did all 30. Like it was just kind of, I feel like, easier because we're kind of stuck because it's just such a top heavy cap sheet all the time with Steph and Jimmy Butler, or fill in the blank. It used to be, Draymond up there and Wiggins before that. So there was never really a ton of stuff that we could do. And really the Jimmy Butler one was kind of like the one. So
yeah,
as far as going forward, I mean, I don't think really there's a whole lot of moves for the Warriors. You're either doing Anthony Davis or you might just do LeBron without Anthony Davis. And you just said that it would be, I guess, like, kind of a slap in the face to Porzingis to turn around and sign and trade him, right? So that makes that kind of less likely.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, now in sports, like once you have these agreements, everyone sticks to them. Not only would the Warriors have to change their minds, but they'd have to convince Porzingis to do it. Then he might ask for more money, more years. So I would anticipate they're bringing back Porzingis, and I like him. I know he's not going to play that much, but I do really like what he brought for the Warriors in his brief time there. So getting him back at $20 million, like, I think that should be a good contract. He's been making less and less money over the past few years. Maybe this could be the sweet spot where I think the conversation on Porzingis wouldn't be as the way it is if he wasn't making 30 million, but now at 20 million, maybe the unavailability could be a little more palatable.
Yeah.
Because he's still really good when he plays.
Yeah. Yeah. He does give us kind of an outlet at that high post, just in case things go crazy, especially when Steph's not on the floor. But yeah. Well, I guess one last question for you is where do you think Jaylen Brown's going to end up? Because that's another guy the Warriors fans want to target, but I'm telling them, like, hey, look, we just got to hope Jaylen Brown stays with the Celtics. They go 500, and then in February, when Jimmy's healthy, then that conversation can come back.
Well, we saw Ja Morant go to Portland today. That trade is already official. The Blazers could still be in the mix. They could do like a Holiday, Scoot Henderson type package, maybe include Sharp, maybe sign and trade Robert Williams. They could still make it happen, and then they have all those Bucks picks. It's just going to be a pretty top-heavy group, but it's supplemented with Denny Avdia making as little as he is, Tamani making as little as he is. So it's still possible, but I think it's less likely now. I don't know. It's tough to say because I think Portland really made the most sense. And now who knows if that's really an option. I got to kind of go back to the drawing board. I see Denver is being discussed. I would not do that if I'm Boston. The Nuggets can't even trade a draft pick. I like trading him for even if it's Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon. I'd rather just hold on to Jaylen Brown for the hope of getting like 3 or 4 first-round picks later. I don't know. It's hard to say now. Maybe Detroit, they're running out of options. They got to do something.
Yeah. And pretty much the Warriors can't really get Jaylen Brown at this point, unless the Celtics wanted Jimmy Butler, but I don't see why they would do that. And once you get past 2-team trades, then anything, that's using your imagination at that point, right? So pretty much no go on Jaylen Brown right now, right? For the Warriors.
Yeah, they have to stop this. They'd have to not go with this clutch thing. So, which might not happen anyway. So then if you're the Warriors, if Kawhi is going to Toronto, would you do 3? But it's going to cost you, it'll cost even more. Would you do 3 first? And Boston's probably going to ask for the Draymond, Yaxel, Podziemski type package.
Yeah.
I would not do that if I'm the Warriors. That's probably what the Celtics ask for at a minimum.
Yeah. So everybody, you can take Jaylen Brown off the list there. Just can't happen. So yeah, we're gonna look at all these little details on it. So I really appreciate you hopping on and like teaching people how to do this stuff, because that's how I learn. So everybody, you guys got to go listen to Yossi on Third Apron, and Sam Quinn adds a really important flavor. some of the ideas that Sam comes up with is like, whoa, okay, so I think that's pretty awesome, duo you guys got there. So appreciate you on that. So
of course. Thanks for having me on, Rich.
I'll track you down on in summer league. I guess you're going for the sports business classroom, I think it's called.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, everybody go check that out too. Organized by Bobby Marks, so pretty prestigious company out there. So I'll try to figure out when I can go and just say hello.
And I'll be streaming now in 10 minutes. My show with Sam will be reacting to everything today, so everyone be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, for sure. And if you can't watch Sam or Yossi right now, be sure to I try and catch up all the time, and it's just it's good to keep a pulse on everything because the NBA is like a web. They're all the salaries are eventually like connected, right? So appreciate you, Yossi. Have a good stream. Say hello to Sam. And it was an honor to have you stop by and say hello. I'm glad we were lucky to catch you.
Thanks, Rich. I'll see you soon.
All right, Yossi. Take care.
Take care.
All right. Totally awesome of Sam to come by. I mean, Yossi to come by. Sam Quinn is his co-host on Third Apron. So everybody, Third Apron, be sure to go check that out. Let me pull up the other window. Choose a window. This is so strange. It's changed. Like StreamYard suddenly changed on me. Okay, so we're going to look at stuff that Yossi would have done. And let me send you the link of Yossi Gozlan at Third Apron. What is his? Yeah, Yossi Gozlan at Twitter. So Yossi Gozlan on Twitter or Third Apron on YouTube. And I should catch up on comments. Okay. Sid, what's up? Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah, exactly. KP signing, I'm guessing this proves all the LeBron AD talk was all propaganda. It might be. It might be. But the way I look at it is Rich Paul. I mean, I think that's what you're supposed to do. NBA is like modern day gladiators, dog eat dog world. It's very competitive. It's competitive in terms of Warriors Twitter and Warriors fan pages, and it's competitive all around, and it's tough. So I can't really blame Rich Paul for trying this. Daniel Barry, what's up? What if LeBron says to the Lakers, I take less, but sign Dre? Oh, yeah. What if Draymond says, you know what? Never mind. Let me get out of here. They're going to run it back. Yeah. I mean, LeBron playing at 15 million never sounded like a realistic scenario. That and the fact of opening up this non-taxpayer mid-level, I think is made out to be a whole lot easier than it really is. And we'll go through this again. Those of you that have been following me on all these live streams that we've done, like I just did one today right here with another spreadsheet in the background there, right? You know that it's hard to get under the luxury tax. So you're disappointed, but you have to put it in the context that we have Steph Curry. So you have to always go back to the forest for the trees, have that appreciation for this all-time GOAT. The fact that we can have a guy that's arguably the best player of all time it comes with a cost, and this is one of those costs. Because first of all, like, I don't mean to be mean or anything, but you look at the 62 million here, like we got him for 43 games last year. 43 games of Steph Curry is not worth 63 million, right? So, but it's not to blame Steph. It's just how things turned out. So you do have to look back and go, 4 championships in 11 years. We're batting 400 or close to 400. Let's go see the Knicks try and do that. Hey, Knicks, can you win 3 more in the next 10 years? OKC, the Spurs. We did that last time. We went through and I clicked on BKRef to show you that the Spurs finished in 13th place, 10th place, 11th place, 13th, 15th, 6 straight years of like worse than 10th. Not even a play-in team, if the play-in had existed at the start of their run or at the start of their rebuild, right? We're talking the Spurs right after Kawhi. So I don't think you need to be disappointed. I kind of want to teach people to stay away from those words. I really try and carry that into regular life. Like, try not to get down about anything. KP played more than AD. Yep, that's true. Golden State Warriors. We don't need to keep complaining. Floyd, I would love to teach you how to stop complaining. I know that thumb typing and scrolling and, you know, these technologies, unfortunately, that especially Twitter. I mean, I think my theory is it all started in 2016 when Cleveland won the championship. And everybody in Cleveland, the only thing they could thumb type was, you blew a 3-1 lead instead of actually like enjoying your championship. What that told me was that, man, a lot of people in Cleveland are really actually very angry about stuff. Don't be angry. This is basketball, man. We're supposed to have joy. Steph figured it out. You ever see Steph thumb type or complain about anything? So you got to direct your life towards that, right? Palmetto, I don't think LeBron or AD is coming. You're right. So we're going to go and dive into some of this. Jaden Ivey. Okay. Let's go ahead and dive in. What team is he on? Was it Detroit? No. Now I got to look it up. Jaden Ivey. Chicago. Everybody's on Chicago. They've got Colin Sexton. They've got Anthony Simons and Jaden Ivey. Is he still on the team? This is 25-26. BKRef.com, Jaden Ivey. So he's a free agent? No, Jaden Ivey's the kid he's got issues too, man. No, no, you got to stay away from that. Nah, we're not getting Jaden Ivey. He's got to figure out how to love himself first. 40-year-old Horford, 16 million for 2 years. 14 million, by the way, not 16. Porzingis. Well, you're looking at it the wrong way, young Wes. You've got to nail down these. Here's the original cap sheet, right? You gotta nail down the Porzingis salary slot. It's all like now salary slots. Is it a tradable slot? If you don't trade him, then you better sign him so that you can trade him maybe later or just keep him. But you can't just let him walk. So same thing with Horford. So we decided to keep him and to keep that salary slot. So, and this going up by $900,000, not really a big deal on the Horford thing. So we'll look at more of these possibilities in a moment. But let me get through the comments. What if this is just leverage? Exactly. They're doing it for leverage. That sounds like what it's doing, but yeah, we'll look into it. Bobby Marks is the only one besides me that has been saying that it's very hard to use a mid-level exception to get under the tax. Oh man, we don't need to put STFU in the comments. You guys throw that word around. It literally means shut the F up. Like, that's something rude to say out there when you're just in real life, right? Don't type that. Get away from that addiction. Getting Clay back. First of all, we'd have to be under the first apron. Maybe, if this whole thing getting under the tax works, which again is very hard because Clay is getting paid more than the mid-level right now. So only teams that are under the first apron can get guys on a buyout in February like that. And also Clay is making, 17 million. So what would you do? Trade Porzingis for Clay? The salaries are close enough. I think we would need a guy that's 7'3" right now rather than old Klay Thompson who can only guard fours on defense. So we're not contenders no matter what. LeBron AD makes sense in that case. Yeah, see, that's kind of the argument for doing this, right? I see both sides. They'll play 20 games. Yep, I get it. Your little, hyperbole there, obviously, and hopefully not every comment is like that. KP's contract can't be signed and traded. I wish I caught that beforehand, Dean. Great point. Let's ask AI. Can Porzingis be signed and traded now, considering his new contract is a 1+1? Does it need to be at least a 3-year deal? See, sometimes all these little tiny details, sometimes you forget. So Yossi might have forgot that too at the moment. No, Kristaps cannot be signed and traded. Sign and trade contract must be at least 3 years. Dean Chambers, you're so awesome, dude. We can't trade Kristaps. So you see that spreadsheet I had? Never mind. It can't be done to sign and trade LeBron. So now we got to just look at what are the ways to get under the tax, to get the non-taxpayer mid-level. And that means trading Moody, I think, unless you're trading Draymond, which Yossi brought up. But yeah, like Warriors fans kind of know we're not trading Draymond anytime soon. Now things might change tomorrow. Maybe see, Draymond has Batman coming on his show tomorrow. We think it's maybe Steph Curry. He tweeted that out. The Draymond Show account did. Maybe he's going to drop the bomb and say, hey, Steph, I'm leaving. I'm going to the Lakers or what have you. Or me and LeBron are going to the Wizards. No, I don't think that'll happen. It'll be the taking my talents to South Beach 2.0 or really 7.0 because they're so old by now. So we don't know. So it might be a little crazy. Porzingis to Washington. No, it's no longer. Thanks to Dean Chambers. The 3-year deal. Exactly, Dean. So no trade options, even though these comments I'm getting to are 15 minutes ago. Smacks of Kawhi demanding Paul George. Why would we trade a first round? Exactly. Yeah. See, in my idea of getting Colin Sexton as well, then I might, because we have then a youthful future a little bit with, not that Colin Sexton's an all-star or anything. He's not. Maybe fringe at the best. And Yaxel, so like we would have these young guys maybe, you know, in the future as we get further and further away from this Golden State Warriors right here. Here's our cap sheet looking out several years, right? Remember, next summer, a lot of guys come off the books, including Steph. So when you look out to these out years, you want to have some younger guys and you can go, oh, Yaxel, yeah, cool. That's a small salary. Moses, 13 million, and then it drops off. Okay. And Guy Santos, yeah, that's small. Like you want to keep it low just in case you go and create cap space for free agents like Donovan Mitchell. And once again, I said this on the last live stream or 2 live streams ago. Go look at Anthony Edwards. He comes off 2029, right? So I don't blame the Warriors I don't blame Mike Dunleavy for wanting to kind of clear the books next summer. Try and fly through these a little bit more. There goes the money Draymond helped us save. SMH, horrible pickup. Well, this was all for LeBron and AD, so I don't know why you're mad about that. Oh, you mean the Kristaps Porziņģis signing? Shoot. I forgot to take a screenshot when Yossi was on, but I'll have to go back to the archived stream of this. Worst GM in the NBA. Stop it. Golly, guys. Do you need to do this every single time? Oh, we're the worst. All these absolutes. It's the Sith Lords have showed up here. Don't be like Warriors Twitter, man. I'm trying to create an environment where we can get away from all that. So all these negative Nancys. Can you imagine? Like I just was at the mall picking up some food because I knew I had to jump on this live stream, and you're passing by a group, you know, they're talking and all they're doing is complaining. Well, you don't see that much in real life, right? Because that's real life. Because on Twitter and on here where you thumb type, you guys want to just complain. Stop it. GP under contract. No, he's a free agent. I have him here because I like him as a minimum. He only counts as a veteran's minimum down here. He being a veteran of several years will make like $3.5 million or $4 million maybe, but it only counts as 2.5 against the books. And Brett Siegel, to his credit, did talk to somebody in the GP2 camp, and they do want to come back to the Warriors, of course. That's why I didn't put it in our Discord server here. So be sure to check out our Discord server because even the free section, I put a lot of stuff under Dunleavy and Lacob. Now the VIP version is up here, and we get live feeds from Twitter and all that. And so let me put the link in there. Free Discord sign up. Now the sign up right now is a little wonky, but I'll fix it. So once you're signed up, don't worry, I'll fix it so that you'll get access to Let's Go Warriors. Right now it kind of defaults to Let's Go Valkyries, which is a bug. So I need to fix that. I apologize. But if you sign up for Let's Go Valkyries, at least you'll be signed up, and then I can move you appropriately. Perplexing. Okay. The reason why you do that is because you need to preserve the salary slot. It's really just as simple as that. And I don't think you want to give him the 3 years. Then we can sign and trade him, but now it just comes off. I mean, you got to make something out of it. I mean, if you're perplexed about that, then you're perplexed about why we traded Kuminga for him, right? So mathematically, this comment is, I hate to say it, it's wrong. Like, just do the math. If you're perplexed about this, and we're talking cap sheet management, you need the salary slot, then you should have been perplexed trading for Kuminga, right? So, but you had to do something. Kuminga wasn't playing, and there was already a rift. He didn't even want to play, right? We'll have to see what Draymond re-signs for. Yeah, let's go through that exercise. And yeah, Rick Celebrini will be key. He has been. Draymond going to the Lakers if you wanted to. Yeah, that's certainly possible. I'm still worried. Yeah, of course, we're old. So of course you got to be worried. I'm worried about guys getting injured and stuff, but you know, we tried. I think there's just not a whole lot of stuff we could have done here. And the whole LeBron thing, it feels like more of a power play by Clutch than it is an actual trade possibility. I'd be surprised if Draymond leaves. Yeah, because anything's possible at this point. Would Steph take a pay cut? Yeah, I hope he would. Right here. Thank you, Jalen Brunson, for winning a championship. At least you've set a precedent for taking a pretty substantial discount. And I hope Steph will do it too. I understand both sides. If he wanted to, he deserves the max. He does, because he's one of the possibly a greatest of all time in the conversation, at least. Not even Jalen Brunson is in the conversation for greatest of all time, right? Look at that salary that Jalen Brunson has. 40 million? 37 million for this year for what he did in the finals and the playoffs. Put the Knicks on his back on offense. Now, back to Steph. I hope he takes a discount. He probably will, just because he's pretty much just like Jalen Brunson, if not, better, not to compare human beings or anything. But that happens in the summer. And so we'll see what happens. He can be extended starting in August. But that's not for this year, though, right? So we'll see. And it's not his fault either. So I don't want anybody blaming Steph either. Not that you would. But just stop blaming people all over. If you're not going to blame Steph for having this humongous contract over the last few years that really didn't give us any flexibility, then you shouldn't blame anybody for anything. It just, stuff happens, right? If you want to be mad, go be mad at the old Warriors when Chris Cohan used to sign, has-beens, and used to sign guys that were over the hill, that had previously done something, like Derek Fisher, like Speedy Claxton, like Jason Caffey, like, the list just goes on and on and on those, and couldn't handle the Chris Webber situation properly. So that, in a different era, you should be mad because Chris Cohan got into something that was way over his head. Joe Lacob, he's already won 4 championships, so I think he knows what he's doing. So what are the other good options? I don't think there are other good options. 12 seasons, not 11. Yeah, time flies. Do you think it's still on the board? We can still get LeBron and AD. Yeah, we'll look at that. And I don't think so. Unless you're trading Moody. Would you trade Moody? So let's take a quick poll. Let me just dive right into that. I did as much comments as I can. I'm a little bit better at comments than Sam and Yossi are, but you want them to be focused on whenever they do a live stream. They never see me in the comments. Anyways, let's do this. We can't sign and trade KP anymore. Thank you, Dean Chambers. Man, I owe you one for that one, man. That's a great find. That even slipped past Yossi, but that happens. That's why I hope nothing slipped by me on this. So let's call this, what are we going to call this? LeBron. Okay, KP 20 mil. Let's call it KP 40 contract. And Bron, non-taxpayer mid-level. So this has to be Porzingis. I'm going to type his name in and lock him in. Draymond, let's just zero him out for now because we don't know. And non-taxpayer mid-level, unfortunately, has to not be Colin Sexton. My idea is out the window. So we are at 193. Let's see. Let's zero this out. These right. Kristaps is not quite at 20% because we're giving him an ascending contract, but we don't know yet. Let's go check Spot Track. Here's another little tip for you. SpotTrack.com. And let's go look up Kristaps and see if they've entered the data into the database yet. Ooh, cash 19. Ooh, that might be it. Estimate. Oh, okay. Estimate 19.5. Well, let's stay conservative for this season. When we say it's going to be conservative this season, we're trying to allow ourselves more flexibility. So I'll put the lower number. So Kristaps will get a 5% raise for next season as he's able to do with the player option. And it will be like 21 million. So just to nitpick a little bit. Podziemski, we've got to put him back to normalcy here real quick before we trade him out. I don't even think we need to trade him. We kind of need to trade Moody. And I'll keep Quinten Post. So let me go back here to my old spreadsheet and just put in his number, which he got the qualifying offer here. Actually, this would be a good time for another team to come and poach Quinten Post, I think. We'll come back to that. Okay, so 182 million. Let's put the non-taxpayer mid-level, 15,049 for LeBron. That leaves we got to be under the first apron because you're utilizing the non-taxpayer mid-level exception. So you got to stay under the first apron. 209. What does that leave Draymond? That leaves 10 million. 10 million? That's not a lot at all. Okay, so we're just under, maybe 11 million. Okay, so that's one key item. Let me put this on the side. Let me just write it down. 11 million is the, let me do this. Let me use this formatting. This is the number. Dre, if no one is traded. No one is traded out, to be specific. And Kristaps cannot be signed and trade. 3-year contract needed. So let's put that in there so you can see what I'm typing real quick over like this. See what I'm typing there? Next up. So you would only be able to pay Draymond Green 11 million if we don't trade anybody. That doesn't sound fair. I don't think anybody that used to have a $28 million contract would want that. So you got to trade somebody. Let's try to trade BP. So we're going to trade this guy out. BP is out. Pod's out. This becomes a vet min. And we'll sign a veterans minimum. And that will be a $2.45 million charge on us. Now we can add $3 more million to Draymond. 14 million? Man, you took a 50% pay cut just to get LeBron, and you traded out Pods for a second round pick, let's say. Yikes. That's why we're going to undo all of those. Brandin stays, and now you got to trade Moody. Hate to say it, guys. Moses out. Vetmin. Change this to 2450000. I have Gary Payton here. It doesn't really matter. Any veterans minimum that you get. And by the way, I have no 15th player because we're really trying to squeeze all of this in. You could add a 15th player very late in the season and it would be prorated and wouldn't count a whole lot. That's what we've done in the past with the two-way contract guy. Like, what was it? Somebody got signed on the last day 2 years ago. That was a two-way. Even last year, wasn't Nate Williams like that? Didn't we convert him on the last day or something like that? But anyways, you know what I'm talking about. If anybody can remember, put it in the comments. 2 years ago, we converted a guy on the last day, and we did that 3 years ago as well. Okay, how much do we got left? Another 10 million. So now you can pay Draymond up to 21 million, right? Still in back in the napkin eyeball math. See right here, we're under 209 million, which is the first apron cap. And you can't really pay LeBron more than that. And Draymond's at 21 million. Maybe you just want to give him 20 million. Take a 25% discount. I've already kind of got that memorized. It's 26, 27% discount, which Yossi Gozlan said is the standard discount for guys opting out and extending for more years. We would give them a 1+1 because we want everybody to kind of come off the books if possible. Now you got to add Porzingis as a player option on here. And then we would add Draymond as well. So yeah, that's the number I came up with. We could comfortably do this, and you don't necessarily need to pay Draymond that much. But we're using the non-taxpayer mid-level to get LeBron in this particular scenario. Now, what if we traded for Anthony Davis? So let's duplicate this. So KP40, I'll name this KP40, Bron, and AD. Bron plus AD. So now I'm going to go to my AD mock-ups that I did last live stream this morning. You guys were with me on that. I'm going to change the Jimmy number to now that salary. And now I am over the first apron, but I just need to shave this off of Draymond so I can go 19.5. I can pay Draymond. Nope, that's not quite enough. 19 million. I mean, you could match it with Kristaps, actually. Why not? 19,230, 769. And we're under the first apron. Boom. We got AD. We got all these guys. But Moses is gone. So that's the question. Would you trade Moses? Remember, he's injured too. And as I said on the last live stream, if you compare it, I know Anthony Davis has been more injured than Kristaps Porziņģis, but Anthony Davis is going to play more games than Moody. If he plays one more game between now and whenever Moody gets back, he'll play more games than Moody will coming up. And we have a full roster in this case, right? Rather than waiting for somebody to come back from an injury. You're going to have to pepper some draft picks over to the Wizards to make this happen. So that's the question is, here's the poll. Would you trade out Moody to create space for both AD and LeBron? That is the question. Is Bruce in the chat yet? Because I know what he would say. Heck no, I don't want to get that much older. I kind of agree. But yeah, it's kind of tough. Man, if there was a way to get Colin Sexton, there's not. I mean, you could, instead of getting LeBron, you could go get Colin Sexton back here on this one, right? Hey, Paul Metal, thank you, bro. Well, I'm here to make you feel better about the Warriors, unlike other places that want to make you feel worse about the Warriors. Perplexing? No. I hope I explained that enough. It is what it is, man. There's only so much you can do. Jaden Ivey, yeah, crashed out live. Exactly. We should trade Steph. Bingo. Like, I don't want to trade Steph. I love Steph. I mean, you know how much I love Steph? This much. Right here. Let me show you. WAP.com. Let's go Warriors. Right here. That's how much I love Steph. They took a selfie after Team USA practice. And that was my last ever practice. You're not supposed to take selfies. And in fact, Team USA PR came into the building because Steph was there late. The video is on our channel. Go check it out. The whole workout. And she's like, oh, that's not appropriate. And Steph was like, no, it's okay. It's okay. Because he knew, I told him, hey, I'm retiring. I'm turning in my credential. Other than I might go to Summer League every now and then. I don't know. I might not. I don't really need to get a credential to go to Warriors practice out in Summer League, right? So I don't know if I want to do that. It might be good for me to just remind Raymond that I'm alive. And again, as I've said, when I was screaming in joy for Yaxel, I know somebody in the Yaxel camp. So if my contact is out there when they're working out, then I'll be sure to utilize that and film it for you guys with their permission, of course. So there are extra benefit to getting Yaxel. But all the people that go, oh, this is so perplexing. Oh, you know, Lacob is the worst owner. Oh, Dunleavy is trash. He's the worst GM. No, then you got to do what just El Barbu just said. You have to then trade Steph. That's the thing you should do based on the numbers here. That's why Yossi and Sam Quinn right now, they're live right now probably. They're saying the Clippers should trade Kawhi. You should look at it in the other way. The other way to look at this is we're lucky that Joe never traded Steph. For those of you that want to have this arm's length relationship with Steph, right? That's what we do here at Let's Go Warriors. We make it feel more like family. So we're not here to make you feel bad about the family. We're here to make you feel uplifted about the family. You don't trade Steph. You just don't. He wants to stay here. Okay, you're staying here, and we'll pay you whatever you want. Now, hopefully you'll give us a discount, blah, blah, blah. But like, if you want to say all these bad things about the front office and this and that, and sure, they're not perfect. There's no way they're going to bat 1,000. At least say the logical thing. You're caught up on all this emotion. If you believe you're actually speaking out of logic, then you would have said, okay, we should trade Steph. So at least El Barbo, I tip my hat to you. At least you said that rather than throw Joe and Mike under the bus, because actually I think we need to thank Joe Lacob, because I would think that most owners would trade and do the right thing for the franchise, which is to trade your top heavy guy that's, you know, either not playing 65 games or literally over the hill. Steph's only problem is he was injured and didn't play at least 65 games. Then you're not getting the value on that. But no, I don't want to trade Steph at all. But that's why I'm okay with all of this. All right. What about Scoot Henderson? No, I don't know how you would do any deals at this point. Let's look at Portland just for the sake of argument. I will eventually get to your comment. Scoot Henderson, qualifying offer 19 million. So he's a restricted free agent. Boy, how would you, all of these trade scenarios right now, it's where I just showed you on the spreadsheet. We can get a guy at the non-taxpayer mid-level if we trade out Moses. If we don't do that, then we're pretty much, which one has Moses still on here? We need to do one that just keeps Moses. Then there's, I mean, the only trade chip that you have is Moses. And so maybe you can get within range of Moses and Will Richard for Scoot Henderson, but why would Portland do that? So let's go ahead and do this. Keep Moses, keep Mo. We're going to go back to the original and get Moses' salary, 12.5. So Moses Moody, 12.5. We're keeping everybody here. Yeah, remember, we couldn't do much. Non-taxpayer. This will prove that we can't do much. And we had to reduce Draymond to like 11 million, right? Yep, that's the one. So keeping Moses, what, Draymond's gonna be 11 million? Like, that's not happening. Like, not realistic. So we got to put a notation here. Dre at 11 million, not realistic. So we can't, this is never going to happen. So we're back to the original. Then we're over the tax and we try and utilize the taxpayer mid-level. So let's try that. KP 40, taxpayer mid-level. Draymond, I don't know what we're paying him yet. We don't have this. So everybody move up one spot. Yeah, that's what I had before. So let me make this another vet min right here. Vet minimum, veterans minimum. So we can pick up a guy here. Gary Payton, certainly variable, but locked in at veterans minimum. Kristaps Moody. Am I missing anything? We got Pods. Yaxel's in there. Lejay's in here. Yeah, we got a lot to play with. Let's just fill out the roster with a full squad. 14th slot. Give it the veterans minimum. Now we're at 187. It feels like Draymond's going to leave, huh? Does anybody get that vibe from this? Let's just go back to the 27 million. Let's pretend it didn't happen. And we're plenty. Now you can, oh, my fault. Taxpayer mid-level. So let's go ask AI. What is this one? Draymond, San Francisco Standard. A source told the Standard that the Warriors haven't had conversations with the Wizards about a Davis trade. FYI on that one. I put that in the Discord somewhere. It's in the Dunleavy section. If we go to, let's search on in Dunleavy, Emmerman, Danny Emmerman. Danny Emmerman says, as of now, GSW has not contacted Washington, and there's the excerpt. All right, so that's on our Discord. It's searchable. That's why I call it more of a knowledge base rather than a server, because we don't really use it for community, although if you're a VIP, you can say cool stuff up here. But Yeah, I would just prefer you guys come on our YouTube lives and talk. So I can leave this window. Let's ask AI. Let's go. What was I going to ask it? What is the value of the taxpayer mid-level exception NBA 2026-27 exception? It's going to be 5,969,250. Came under 6 million. Interesting. All right, we'll roll with that. They're going to post the official salary cap number like tomorrow, and that will officially give us the word. So I'm going to put this right here, taxpayer mid-level, and free agent, and put that number in that I copied from. Nope. 5,969,250. Boom. This I'll bold because it's somebody that we can change. Also, Quinten Post doesn't absolutely need to be there, but I'll just leave him there for now. Oh, I doubled Brandin Porzingis by accident, so we can get another minimum in there. Sorry about that. Horrible, horrible spreadsheet work. Can't be doing that. Veterans minimum again. Yet another one. That's kind of out of order. Will Richards should go down here a little bit. All right, fine. I'll make it pretty. Have it in order here. Yeah, there we go. Now nice and pretty. Did I forget anybody? Moses. I didn't accidentally kill anybody, right? Horford. Did I forget Horford? Oh, wow. Nope. Yeah, I forgot Horford. I knew I was missing somebody. That's okay. We're still good. We're still good. Horford is up here, so I need to move these guys down. We just lose one veterans minimum, which is fine. Just pretend the last minute didn't occur. Embarrassing mistake. Okay. I think we got everybody. Taxpayer mid-level goes there. All the formulas still add up. We're at 218 million, which is right under the second apron. So yeah, you'd pay Draymond pretty much what he was going to get from before. Now we can go and find a free agent, taxpayer mid-level. So not Scoot Henderson, because you have to get a free agent. You can't get a guy that's a I mean, you can give him an offer sheet of this, but he's not going to take it because he's making 19 million. Okay, let's see. Old geezers. Summer League team's going to be fun. Yeah. Too much complaining. Can't be traded till February. Yep, that'd be Kristaps. So we can look at stuff for February, but why don't we see how we're doing first? That might be why he took less money, says Dean. He can be traded like the day before the February deadline. Yeah. Might as well trade Steph. Nah, I can't do it. Just can't do it. Oh boy, there we go. $10 million per year is not bad for a center. Huh. Well, that's Yusuf Nurkic just got an $11 million one. Do you want a Yusuf Nurkic? I don't think so. The guys on the Summer League team, G League, probably G League. But yeah, Leon's is still on a two-way. But all these two-ways, they can be waived left and right. So Leon's is on a two-way right now, but if somebody plays better, we're going to sign him to the two-way. Sorry. Why they signed KP? Yeah, just to preserve the salary slot. We're preserving this salary slot. At least we can maybe trade it in February, right? So it's better than just having him walk. If he walks, let's see. If he walks, let's zero this out, right? Kristaps walks. We can get under the tax, even with the taxpayer mid-level. We'd get a non-taxpayer mid-level. But then we get the guy to replace this salary becomes 15 million. So you sign Kristaps to a number that's fair for him, that's above the mid-level, which is above 15 million, so that you can use it as a trade chip later that's more than the mid-level, but it also has to be market value. We could have paid him up to 25 million if we didn't use this taxpayer mid-level. That's this original spreadsheet right here. You see that? Draymond at his pre-opt-out price, and there's no taxpayer mid-level free agent available to go and sign here. We could have paid that 25 million. That would have been an overpay. So you got to kind of like massage it. You got to make sure it's in a range that's actually tradable, because who's going to want to trade for Porzingis for 25 million? You got to try and nail this as the market value. That's why you sign them. Okay, what else is there? Plug my Discord again. No Kawhi. Well, I don't think Kawhi wants to go here, right? The rumors are he only would want to play for Toronto or San Antonio. You could get him on a rental, but then he will walk. But I mean, it's thinkable. Yeah, we could go back to Kawhi. Kawhi for Jimmy. Why would Toronto do that? Why would they want Jimmy? You got to ask yourself. Why would San Antonio want Jimmy? So I don't know if I want to go through that exercise again, but we just did AD at 58 million. So certainly we can do Kawhi at 50 million. So yeah. And here is the, which one was the AD? Yeah, Bron plus AD. We just did AD at 58 million. So we can certainly do Kawhi at 50 million. Bruce. We'd have to trade Moody for AD. Yep, that's the conclusion here. Pat Spencer. Oh, yeah, was it? Well, Pat last year got a... Oh, he was still eligible for a two-way, even though we signed him on the last day of the season before. Okay, cool. Dre will sign 3 years for 50. You know what? I'm going to disagree. I don't think Draymond will get signed for long term. Why? Because let's just keep this cap sheet short, unless you're making the third year non-guaranteed. But then you can just give him a 2-year deal of 40 million that matches Kristaps. So why wouldn't he take that? He'd make more money guaranteed, rather than the third year of a 3-year deal being non-guaranteed. So that's 34 million versus he could make 40 million with a player option. So I don't think we want to have Draymond on the books beyond where we have Porzingis on the books. Amy, hey, good to have you. Sheesh. Why do you have to call LeBron LeBum? What's in it? Like, does that make you feel better? So addicted. Okay, having AD is too injury prone. Yeah. Well, the argument is, well, with Porzingis, it's pretty injury prone as well. So I could argue back on the logic of that too. Kawhi with Jimmy and BP. Yeah, I've done that. You could go get a non-taxpayer mid-level as well. So that was the first one that I did. Go check it out. It was this live right here. Way back on May 3rd. Here's another one, a repeat. But the first one here where I speculated who would be the non-taxpayer mid-level. Oh, maybe John Collins. Well, we don't need John Collins. We got Yaxel now, right? So go check that one out because that will show you the cap sheet for Kawhi. Kawhi cap sheet. And it's pretty elegant. You know, I would prefer that. I'm back on the Kawhi train, but doesn't seem like Kawhi wants to come here. And I don't think I would want to spend 2 draft picks for him to be a rental. Like that's not worth it. Heck no. So I don't think, you know, I don't think I'd want to do that actually. Depends. If we can get Colin Sexton in all of that, then yeah. Kaishawn George, why would they do that? Oh, here's Kaishawn George for pods and injured Jimmy Butler. Like, come on, can I ask you to include the why would they do that before you type it in? Please. First round pick. Okay. There you go. You added something. I don't think that's enough. That's not enough. Washington would not do that. Okay. I don't know about Donald Sterling as a guy in terms of the trades that he made. He certainly was racist. So that part supersedes everything. Guy Santos. Yeah, he's signed, man. We're good on Guy. He loves it here. No worries on Guy. Yeah, man. I totally agree with you there. That's the part Warriors Twitter struggles with. They think we need to be perfect. They think that we could have evolved a team that had 4 Hall of Famers. You had to pay 4 Hall of Famers. Turn that around and become OKC Thunder. Do it now. Oh man. Okay. You're just emo. You're just being emo. You're on Warriors Twitter and you're getting a lot of likes because you come up with clever little put downs. Oh, that's so clever. Like, retweet. That's how they build the audience there on Twitter. That's how it goes. Unfortunately, I have not been able to replicate that for obvious reasons. I only wish there was more altruistic people, altruistic CEOs of technology companies that would realize that your algorithm, when people complain with thumb typing, it's hurting humanity. It doesn't help anybody. It just makes people complain more. It's taken the joy out of basketball. Guy Santos. No, we're not trading him. Oh, there you go with the DeMar again. It's not Melton. We don't have Melton. DeMar is like 25 million, man. At this point, I don't know how you would trade for that. You can't. They would have to waive him, and then he'd have to be an unrestricted free agent to come to that non-taxpayer mid-level. And as I told you before, Sid, I'd rather have LeBron than DeMar. Who would rather have DeMar than LeBron out there, right? So wouldn't you just rather have LeBron? So I think you need to retire the DeMar idea. And if the LeBron thing doesn't work out, then I don't know that I'd want anybody. I mean, Colin Sexton maybe, but for the price of Moses, especially Moses out and DeMar in, that is not appealing at all. That's a tough one. Colin Sexton for essentially a trade of Colin Sexton for Moses Moody. Would you do that one? A lot of people are saying they would trade out Moody for AD and LeBron. So obviously you would do the Colin Sexton one as well if you're trying to get AD or even keep Jimmy. I mean, I've made enough spreadsheets. I can't do another one just for Sexton's sake or DeMar's sake. Steph and Jimmy take a pay cut? Yeah, for sure. No doubt. More than that. More than 40 or 50. I'm thinking Jalen Brunson level. 40. Yeah, 40. Hey, Cello. Good to have you. Okay. Don't want to trade Jimmy? Yeah, we know, Dean. We know you don't want to trade Jimmy yet. Yeah, gotcha. Nah, it's fair. He might have the Pat Mahomes ACL come back by Thanksgiving. That would be crazy. Yeah, open up more cap space in a year. Can we get Jimmy back if we do a buyout? No. Because you're essentially waiving him. Let's see. Yeah, Curry's contract comes up in August. I mean, please don't. Just don't do the extension. Just wait until next season. We have, less things up in the air next season, Steph. Please, please. Also, what if Steph gets hurt? Knock on wood. If Steph gets hurt and he got the extension, that'd be a reason not to do the extension until then. Oldies. Yeah. Oh, I caught up on the comments. Get another player from Washington. Okay, let's go check. But it's going to be a veterans minimum guy because we're already taking on more salary. I mean, I guess you could throw Moody in the deal to get somebody back. I mean, it'd have to be someone like a Cam Whitmore or D'Angelo Russell or a Jaden Hardy. It's not going to be Kayshawn George. They love this. This is a bargain. So we're not getting Kayshawn George. They wouldn't do that. At least, anything can happen, right? But I wouldn't think so. If I'm Washington, I wouldn't do it. Maybe a Will Riley. He played all right against us. I remember him. Carrington, probably not. I think he plays above his value. So it would have to be, I don't know. Look, I don't know. Get another player from Washington. They're getting Jimmy, though. So you would, if you were Washington, you'd be like, but we're getting an injured player. So they would negotiate that against us. Yossi talked about that with Sam Quinn, actually. Like, even if Washington really did think Jimmy Butler could come back strong, which, by the way, both Yossi and Sam Quinn, you'll love this, Dean. They also think Jimmy will come back and be as good as he was before because they just think that highly of Jimmy, and so Washington could be sitting there like secretly thinking that, yeah, I actually don't mind trading for Jimmy injured because he'll be really good when he comes back. But then at the bargaining table, they'd be like, nah, we're getting an injured Jimmy. You're not getting Kayshawn George. Are you crazy? So they would negotiate that against us. KD doesn't want to come here. He already said that because there's too many Steph stands in the Bay Area. I'll put it this way. Kevin Durant doesn't want to come here because he spends too much time on Twitter. Sorry, Kevin. Sorry to, throw you under the bus like that. And Kevin is making a more palatable salary. We would have to send draft picks per usual. But he doesn't want to come here because he doesn't want to be blamed if something goes wrong with Steph on the team. And he's not going to get any praise if we win the championship either. So he told that to somebody I know. And so in the DMs, but the real reason is because he gets affected by all this stuff. He's rightfully so, because they threw him under the bus in 2019. A lot of circumstances. The way I look at that, I just go, look, he wanted to play with his buddies, Kyrie Irving and DeAndre Jordan, and it was in New York, Brooklyn, close enough. And they could do it. They could do, that's the last time we saw, the LeBron style of taking my talents to South Beach. They were taking their talents to Brooklyn, and they got injured. It blew up in their face. Even Sam Quinn and Yossi Gozlan, they both do think that if healthy, that Nets team was pretty formidable. So I don't have a problem with KD leaving. I think a lot of the fandom felt betrayed because you have to act that way. You have to act scorned. You have to act like you're suffering when you're doom scrolling and thumb typing all day on an app that is going to show you other people that's suffering, that's going to show you other people addicted to being caught up in that negativity. And so Kevin Durant is also a victim of that, in my opinion. And so he doesn't want to have to have anything to do with Warriors Twitter because he checks Twitter too much. But he likes to do that where he's from. That's what you do. Same thing with Draymond. From Saginaw, from, the harsh neighborhoods of the DMV area near Washington, D.C., where Kevin Durant is from. You go to the playground, that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, if you've ever, even when I used to run my league in Oakland, my men's league, like, you're going to get chirping. That's just how it is. That's the culture in Oakland. Welcome to Oakland. Welcome to Saginaw. Welcome to DMV. That's just how it is. And you got to understand it's not personal. That's just how basketball's played out there. So you're chirping. The only problem is on Twitter, it's internet technology. So it can gang up on you. So unlike the playground in the DMV, you chirp, you're hitting shots at the playground. There's a whole crowd there in real life. IRL, the guy that was chirping at KD, he looks really bad. On Twitter, it's infinite. So if you chirp at them, they'll just come back at you if they don't like you. And there's nothing you can do about it because it's an avalanche of infinite technology. So anyways, Sid doesn't want Sexton. That's understandable. Free agent from Brooklyn. Who the heck is that? Now there's talk of Brandin Williams, who, let's go look him up. The first guy that mentioned that was Michael Scotto out of the brilliant Hoops Hype. BK Ref, Brandin Williams, Dallas point guard. I can see why, here's the thing though. Us being interested in Brandin Williams, what does that say about Podziemski? Like, yeah, we don't think of you as a point guard. Oh boy. I told you, man, when Podziemski was trying to get those 30 points, I was like, you need to get assists. Stop it with the points. And lo and behold, they want to go and get a traditional point guard, I guess. I mean, that's the rumor. So Brandin Williams, 13 points a game for a guy that was like on a two-way. Now, what we can do with that, so I think that's what you mean about the free agent. He's not from Brooklyn. He's from Dallas. If you can think of who your Brooklyn guy is, we'll go take a look at that. But yeah, let's look at Draymond. We got to go back to one of these sheets. Keep Moses. Oh, but that one was Draymond at 11 million. Brandin Williams is probably going to get better than a veteran's minimum. So now we're talking taxpayer mid-level. And now we're talking the replacement for Melton. I guess I need to go do my homework on Brandin Williams. I can't remember him at all. I don't think we played them when they had him. Maybe we did, but let me check the game log. GSW down here. Yeah, played 30 minutes. Whoa, 26 points. Okay, I don't know why. I can't remember that. And by the way, this is another reason. Anytime you want to try and figure out if we're interested in somebody, go find some obscure guy that went off on us and they'll be on our radar. Happens every single time. 26 points. I can't believe I forgot that. That was on Christmas. What? I forgot. I'm drawing a blank. I'd have to go back to the live stream and look at my notes. I actually could do that right now, but I won't. All right. How do you fit Brandin Williams? Well, that'd be the taxpayer mid-level. Where's my taxpayer mid-level? It's right here. KP40, taxpayer mid-level. Boom. TPMLE B Williams. There you go. That's how you get them. Next. Who's your Brooklyn guy? Let me know. Draymond is more on Threads right now because Draymond thought he could escape Twitter only to find himself right back on another toxic app. Now, I thought Threads was less toxic. Okay, you can mute and restrict people. It's helpful. And the algorithm is a little bit better in sending you more high vibrational people if you wanted. I do that. I'll see a Warriors fan complaining about something and I'll actually mute and restrict the guy because I just don't want that energy in my life. But then Draymond goes on Threads and all of the replies are once again toxic. So, oopsies. You know why? It's the technology. It's just the technology. There's nothing you can do about it. Now, you can build in an algorithm that makes it more high vibrational, but you think Zuckerberg cares? No, he wants the engagement. So he's going to build a Twitter clone. Bron and AD, not going to happen because they can't use it. Well, I showed you how they could use it, and you would use it by trading Moses Moody. So that's why the poll down below is why that's happening. Grimes, yeah, you would, okay, Grimes, but he's a non-taxpayer mid-level, so you would just replace LeBron with Grimes or Sexton. Yeah, Grimes maybe would be more amenable to a more non-guaranteed years. I don't know. It still has to be. No. Non-taxpayer mid-level can be a 1+1. So yeah, you could try and do that under the same trade out Moses paradigm. If you kept Jimmy, that's 2 million less. I think you would still need to trade out Moses because we're right at the edge of the first apron. I don't even need to do a spreadsheet on that one. You want one of these non-taxpayer mid-levels? Okay, trade Moody. I guess it's arguable, right? Because he's injured. You know, maybe that should be the next live and we'll just debate that back and forth. The real rumor well, we did already. About 1 or 2 hours after this live stream ends, I will compile the timestamps and have the timestamps available for you in the description. Dean Chambers, you always like the team we have, which is actually your special quality. Because I honestly wish more people were like Dean, even though I might disagree. Sometimes I am tempted to make a change just for change's sake. I said this on the last live stream I did a few hours ago on the Draymond opt-in live. If you go to the live streams right here, this one was done just hours ago, 7 hours ago, right here. I said that when I made teams for Asian American tournaments, we picked up Josh Urbis-Tondo. Man, what a pickup. That's a ringer. Now that's your non-taxpayer mid-level that'll win you a tournament. Thanks to my guy, Sonny Margate out here in the Bay. He runs Phil-Am Select, bunch of youth. He takes the best Phil-Am players here in the Bay, takes them to the Philippines during the summer. They're probably out there right now doing their yearly trip. So I picked up Sonny. I said last live stream, Sonny plays like kind of like Draymond, ironically, because here's Draymond doing all these things, trying to maneuver behind the scenes with Rich Paul and maybe AD and LeBron. And Sonny Margate, we picked up Josh Urbis-Tondo to go to a New York tournament. And we played in a couple local tournaments because I knew we need to get some experience there. Or I set up scrimmages. We played College of San Mateo, and they had Coach Diepenbrock, who actually coached Palo Alto High School when Jeremy Lin was there. Because one of my referees in the men's league that I was running, and what I would do is I would take the all-stars from my men's league in the Bay Area, Asian guys, and we would form teams to go play in tournaments. So I had an advantage that way. That was really fun, but it was very stressful, competitive. As I said, basketball's modern gladiator. Whatever level you're at, AAU, men's rec league, Asian American tournaments, NBA, G League, people are going to backstab you. People are going to say bad things about you. They're going to try and make you feel bad about yourself, all of that. So it's very competitive, and I can see why Twitter is the way it is. So it was so fun to like form these teams. So I am kind of the opposite of Dean in that I've formed teams before for my own leagues, for the Wednesday night league in Japantown. I wasn't very successful at that, I admit, because I couldn't concentrate on just my own game. I had to like try and be player coach. Totally impossible. Try and sub out players in and out. And that's why I have a lot of respect for all the coaches. I never throw Steve Kerr or any coach under the bus. Or Natalie Nakase. You see all the Valkyrie's Twitter is going crazy over her, lack of plays towards the end of the game and whatnot, and depending on Gabby and Veronica to save us or 3-pointers. Look, coaching is difficult. Go try it yourself. So I understand that. And I understand that because I've been through the ringer like that, it takes a while to establish an identity, and you better find your identity. You got to find the identity first and then hone it. We're only in year 2 for the Valkyries. And so we're still not bringing 100% defensive intensity to every game. So she's on the podium saying that's what we need to do first. Then I'll worry about Yusta, Yosite, right? I'll worry about that later. We need to establish the identity. This is a process. So I don't have any problem with that. And I can understand that from a perspective that most fans can't. But I'm here to share that with you. So hopefully that will change your perspective on this, the greatest game on the planet. World Cup is going on right now. I know there's a lot of, out of the 9 billion people on this planet Earth, a vast majority of them have played soccer more than they've played basketball. But I will argue with anybody that basketball is better. And it's because of these things. It's the things between the lines, away from the lines. It's the things that got me 6 million views on Steph hitting 93 out of 100. Like this is not competition. This wasn't a goal. It was just a regular day at practice. And why did I film it? Because I felt blessed to be there. I'm like, Steph is the greatest shooter of all time. He's right in front of me. It would be a crime for me not to film every single opportunity that I had. Now, these opportunities are no longer available. The NBA came down on me for filming that because they're like, no, you can't film more than 2 minutes. They came down on me for being at Warriors practice in like January or December for me filming Steve at the press conference. Like, it's totally changed now. Grateful that I got this when I got this because, as I said, it's very competitive. They're coming down on me. Like, I don't want your stress. I don't want to feel your control. Like, you're trying to have control, fear, and power towards little media member me. Like, I don't want to play that game anymore, right? I'm trying to live my life and just be happy with the game. Like, it was making me feel like I didn't like the game anymore. Like, they will make you feel bad about basketball if they so choose because they have more power and money than you. And so that's why I just try to find my little niche, and it's finding those rare breeds like Dean Chambers. Mikal Bridges, no, Knicks are not trading him, but it'd be great to find a guy like that. But that's why we drafted Yaxel, is to try and get somebody kind of like that, but not really like that. But, somebody big and long, 7'3" wingspan. That's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, we went through all this stuff. I've been going through all of it. So just come back when there's timestamps. You can go to the previous lives and look at the timestamps right here. So let me get that for you. Water wet. Check timestamps to answer your questions. I've already been through that, through multiple live streams, multiple videos. Be sure to subscribe, comment, and like. You are commenting, so appreciate that. Hit the like button. You know what? I also got to buy me a coffee because let me tell you, man, YouTube revenue is really tough, man. So buy me a coffee. Let's go Warriors. I think I want to try and every like, I mean, you could super chat too, but like, in case you didn't want to super chat for some reason, do buy me a coffee, $1. If everybody here, if all 113 of you just donated $1, that would go a long way, honestly. Like, I'm spending a couple hours here with you. I spent 2 hours earlier right here, 7 hours ago. So that's 4 hours here with you guys. Just go to buymeacoffee.com/Let's Go Warriors and donate $1. Everybody go donate $1. It would be much appreciated, So yeah, Clutch State Warriors. That's what we did. We don't need LeBron. Y'all falling for the clickbait. No, that's not what it's about. Stop it. Golly. You want to be loud. You want to shout. Man, I don't know what to do. Okay. Cholo had to go. There you go again with the front office. Golly. Dude, you complain a whole lot, Tim White. I don't want to see it anymore, so I'm going to put you in timeout. I don't want to see all that crap. Should we play it? Should we play the Instagram? The money long? It's not on here, so you guys have lucked out. You need to go check out the money long J. Cole thing, brother. Keegan Murray. Okay, let's take a look. That's what we do here. Sacramento Kings. Keegan Murray. Oh, wow. You want to pay that much for Keegan Murray? No way. No. 24 million becomes 26, 28, and 30. No. He's not that good. Kindergarten cop. Money long, Nia Long. I wouldn't have loved it if it was Nia Long as well, Bruce. Anybody got any other questions, or we'll call it a night? You know what we'll do? One last look at our Discord server, the VIP section. We got to check the Bay Area journalists plus the Yossi Gozlans and the Mark Steins. Let's see if there's anything that came through the wire. 11:39 a.m. Oh, yeah, but this is my other account. So let's go all the way down. 1.3 billion in committed salary. Okay. Free agent recap. Okay. Ja Morant went to the Blazers. There's Yossi. He's going live right now. 8:37. That was half an hour ago. What else? Offer sheet, cap space is tied up during that time. Oh, that's another reason why we had to. There's people on Warriors Twitter again that's going, oh, we bid against ourselves on Kristaps. Who are we bidding against? Let me show you. This is why we did it, because allowing him to negotiate and agree with the Warriors before hitting the open market is important to solidify that roster spot. You want to have this roster spot. I already went through that. You don't want to have him walk. You wait until Tuesday. He's thinking about walking. Oh, man, then that roster slot will most likely turn into a non-taxpayer mid-level. And that would be free agency starts then. So even the non-taxpayer mid-level free agents, those signings start. So we'd be behind the game on that as well. Kristaps walks on the same day. Boy, that'd be an even tougher situation than just figure out what his true market value is now, so that maybe we can trade him later, and it would be a fair trade later as well as fair now. So that's why you do that. Now that you brought up, now that somebody brought up something. So I hope Tim White is not in timeout that much. I made it 10 seconds so you can come back. Just don't be posting like 10 comments of the same ilk. Like, golly. I was worried about Yaxel being stolen by the Bucks. Well, that was never the case, actually. Interestingly enough, Otney, let's go look at NBADraft.net and see if, just out of respect, hey, we got a Yaxel draft grade. Cool. Is the mock still up? Oh, they still have it up. Yeah, they still had us taking Hannes Steinbach. They were wrong about that, obviously. Okay. Now, the reason why is probably they felt Yaxel was too old, and there was that rumor. This is why I made the video of, we had Eric G of NBADraft.net come on board and tell us all the negative things about Yaxel. One of them was the combine interviews where he was immature or something like that. Obviously, we didn't feel that way. Mike Dunleavy actually said that we liked that part. We thought he matured from last year. So the reason why we ended up with Yaxel and not Braden Burries is because Milwaukee wanted Nate Ament the whole time. But instead of taking him at 13, instead of taking him at 10, they decided, oh, we better take Burries because the Warriors like Burries. So let's get the two guys that we like, even though we actually like Nate Ament better because of the upside potential for a rebuilding team. we actually like Nate Ament better, but let's pick Braden Burries now because we know that Nate Ament will be off the board. I will be still on the board at 13. Whereas if we don't pick Braden Burries now and we pick Nate Ament, of course, Dallas picked Morez Johnson, right? Then we would probably pick Braden Burries. So their intel was probably right. Oh, thanks, Amy. Have a good one. We'll see you next time. Maybe Friday for the Summer League game. Yaxel was highlighted so much. No, we actually got a lot of negative stuff. It's on our channel. If we just go back to the YouTube site and you go to the video essays, you'll scroll down here a little bit and you'll see no Yaxel. So this has all the bad things about Yaxel are right here. All the bad things about Yaxel we were told within 24 hours of the draft. So no, his stock was going down, actually. Melly Mel's in the house. All right, I'm done. Any other trade requests? Are we going to make it to 2 hours? Guess I would just be killing 9 minutes. Oh, I wasn't done looking at the Discord, so let's end it on checking out the live feed from Twitter, which has right here. Sam is on there. Oh, it's going to be pretty cool to see him retweet us if it's on here. That was a heck of a boost he gave us, man. Yossi, love you, man. Love you, man. Quinten Post will be a restricted free agent. Yep. Is there anything on there we need to know? Let's go check. Click on it. Okay. We always give the qualifying offers to Mannion and Taron Armstrong. We just do that, go look at cap sheets and scroll down. You see all these guys. We still got Andrew Bogut. We have his rights. Andrew, if you ever come out of retirement, we could match the offer that you get, which is funny. Yeah, it doesn't say much about Quinten Post. Yeah, so someone could steal him. If we went the non-taxpayer mid-level route, someone just offer him $4 million. You're overpaying $1.5 million. We can't match it. We're going to lose him. Now, if we don't go the route of the non-taxpayer mid-level, and we keep it real here, Jimmy's even on here. We try and get Brandin Williams. I don't know, somebody here. At least he's young, scored 26 on us. Okay, so what happens if someone offers Quinten Post more? We're right at the second apron, but we're still good, even if we pay Draymond a whole lot. So Draymond can wait. This is another thing that's going around right now. Just wait on Draymond. He's at a point where he can wait. And ironically, the Lakers have a lot of cap space, so they can wait as well. I can see Draymond leaving for the Lakers at the last moment, but he has said that he wants to stay a Warrior. He said that he would act in good faith. He literally said that. So he's going to wait around and see what happens here. ESPN made an article about him in their website. I don't want to argue back and forth, but Yaxel's draft stock was plummeting 24 hours before. Now, the Warriors didn't blink. Good for them. And that's why I was so happy. I didn't blink either. And you want to know now that are we caught up? Let's see. No picks changed hands in the Ja Morant trade. I'll get to 2 hours and then we'll call it quits. Huck Porty is not coming back to the Knicks. Jameer Watkins, nobody cares. I don't want baseball on my timeline, so I'm going to delete that. I don't think you guys mind. Another Yaxel thing. He got interviewed by Bonte and Monty. Might need to check that one out. Here's another baseball one. I'm going to delete that. More baseball. I'm going to delete that. Sorry if you like baseball. Some of these journalists cross over. Yaxel. Oh, here's a good tweet. Here's a good tweet. They just wanted to know if I'd be able to play with LeBron, Steph, and Draymond, said his friends. That would be ridiculous. Bobby Marks. Oh, here's a good one. I can't play this because it was on cable television and we're on YouTube. Can't do that. But it's complicated where Golden State is right now. Yep, I just showed you why it's complicated. You have to trade Moody to utilize the non-taxpayer right here. Traded Moody. Anything else? Lendeborg. I guess he went on the podium because they had Summer League guys go on the podium. Hey, there it is. Clutch pipe dream. And there's Yaxel. Hey, I could play this since we've got 3 minutes left. Let's just see what he said.
It was hard to stay away from it because my friends kept sending it to me in the group chat. So I mean, they were just telling me like the lineup would be ridiculous and stuff like that. So I mean, like, man, like, where would I fit in this? You know, so it's definitely been kind of interesting to see. I'm excited to see how it plays out. Hopefully I don't get the back end of that and get traded or something. So I mean, hopefully I can stick around and see how that goes and learn from all the veterans that are going to come in.
Hey, actually.
Melly's asking about our bigs. If we lose KP, I could see us maybe trying to get Charles Bassey again. And yeah, a whole bunch of other stuff. I guess there was praise of Yaxel somewhere else. All of the stuff I will duplicate in the free section later, and it'll be on our YouTube, but for now, you would need the VIP version of Discord, which I promise you you'll love. Now, there's a little bit of a bug in Discord now, but you could always email me at rich@letsgowarriors. So any other questions, email me, and we'll go from there. Oh, Colin Sexton left clutch? Wow. That's a new one. But of course, we already ruled out Colin Sexton because we couldn't sign and trade Kristaps for LeBron and get Sexton on the non-taxpayer mid-level. But someone left clutch. That's crazy. Wow, don't you love our Discord? Yeah, that's it. I got a minute and a half. Okay. One more Yaxel video. You know what you can do? You can go in NBA or in Bay Area, live feed, vid, search on videos. You can do this on your mobile as well. I just find the video and just play it right quick, super quick.
Check that dinner.
How's practice?
Whoa, I'm getting dizzy.
Very fun, very long, but it was nice to learn new concepts and get to know the guys on the team and figure out who's going to be my teammates for the next couple weeks.
What are some of your goals for Summer League?
My goals are just to just obviously learn as much as I can.
Whoa.
When the regular season comes, I can get as prepared as possible, and I don't lack behind with everybody else. But honestly that, and just try to find ways to be effective rather than just like, you know, the things that I'm normally good at, like finding other things to be good at.
All right, Joseph Dicus.
I mean, obviously that's gonna be ridiculous. You know, you're playing with a bunch of guys that's been doing this for a long time, played with each other on the Olympic gold medal team and stuff. So I mean, they're just trying to figure out like, man, am I gonna get a ring my first year? You know, so that would be something to tell. But hopefully it all happens. We'll see how it goes.
How do you think you fit in with if that group came together?
Well, I mean, those guys are a lot older, so I feel like with me, I would have to try to, you know, be the energy, be the guy that takes all those extra plays so they can get some plays off. Try to be the spark on defense and, just be energy, bring as much energy as I can and try to give them time to rest.
Cool. All right. Next live, Friday. Unless something pops. Emergency free agency thing. Depends. Or Friday, July 3rd, evening time to be determined. For Yaxel's first game. California Classic. So with that, I say go check out our Discord. It is we have a free version. If you sign up and you accidentally get put on the Valkyries one, don't worry, I'll switch you over at some point. I'm gonna work on that. And to end the poll, boy, it does look like people want to trade Moody. So I'm gonna screenshot that for my own records for later. And for now, it's just us 1, 2, 3 and Brate, and we'll see you on Friday at least. Maybe before that, maybe Wednesday, July 1st for something in free agency. We shall see. Take care, everybody. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you, Yossi Gozlan, for doing the cameo earlier, and go check him out as well. But yeah, we'll be back soon. Take care, everybody. Appreciate you.